I think that it's kind of like that, right? Like
Yeah.
anything you've seen on TV or like in media is not Las Vegas,
Yeah.
Nevada.
See,
Believe me.
we're not all degenerate gamblers
No,
living in a
totally
casino.
not.
Hey everyone, it's Russell Haver with the Russell Haver Group at eXp Realty and another episode of Community Connection. Today I am with John Bailey of the Mindset Genesis. Did I get it right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So tell me about your business. Tell me about the Mindset Genesis and what you do over there.
Absolutely. All right. So yeah, the Mindset Genesis, it started as a large scale creative agency. I have 10 years in marketing, software development, hardware development, like product development, things like that. And, I think I aimed to really kind of elevate my skill. I've been at C level, I've been executive director, and I've worked all the way down to, pizza delivery guy, like when, in my youth, like whatever, right? Um, through that whole process, that journey, I realized that there was a solution that I bring in most enterprises that other people don't. It's like I'm very challenging. I'm very much work like fast paced, and I like to innovate because innovate breeds competition. So I'm very much like that. And what I found is that sometimes working with a business within the business, I found that my entrepreneurial spirit was not, it's kind of in a box, that you have a vision, you have a mission, you have all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, I want to do this on a grander scale. So I said, let me create a company. Let me go out on my own. Let me just, start working with people. And so, working with innovative clients in the last few years, I've just also really considered my own personal investment in elevating the way I approach things. Like I said, I'm challenging, but I wanted to refine that as more of a tool to use with people rather than make people feel uncomfortable. So I went down a personal journey of self-development. I learned NLP, I learned cognitive behavioral therapy, as well as my coaching. So I also devised as part of my business that is a creative agency, but as well as I'm a coach, professional coach, business coach, personal coach, you name it. And that's kind of how it all came together. The Mindset Genesis, the name itself, is really about is that it's kind of in the name, right? Like Genesis being a rebirth, the mindset being the thing that you hold in which to accomplish or challenge anything. I'm
Mhm.
here to shift them all the time. So that's really what we do.
So, what would you say what your clients love most about your services? What makes you so unique?
It's kind of like our outside of the box approach.
Okay.
It's very, we're going to take this to the next level. We're going to look at all of our data sets. We're going to look at everything you've done historically, kind of like where we've stopped and not like pursued that bigger risk or that bigger challenge, whether it be budget or people. Like, let's figure it out. First, know that the Mindset Genesis also has a co-owner. My wife is also co-owner of the company.
Oh, nice.
We deliver two different facets of the business. Yeah. So in one part, I'm like the professional that has always like I know the language, I know the processes, I know project management, all this stuff, right? And I'm very much that logical thinker. My wife brings more of like also kind of like that contrast, like creativity and a lot of like just more of the artistic side of it, and then as well as she handles like finances and bookkeeping and stuff like that, so she can look at the internals of a company, the profit and loss statements, and really kind of diagnose what's going on. So I think companies like that fact that we have such diversity in our range of professionalism, as well as I have a really big network of professionals and creators and developers and all these people that I've met in my journey that we can onboard or take off at any time, kind of like independent contract style, but fully immersed in a project. And I think because we try to solve all the problems we can at once.
Is there like a certain industry type that's a sweet spot for you, or a certain size of business, or is it pretty much a spectrum?
It's kind of a spectrum. Like I enjoy my one-on-one work. I love working with like one professional, a CEO or a visionary of a company. At the same time, I like working with teams. I like working with cultivating teams and that culture and atmosphere that really drives success for everybody as a key component. So I'd say that, yeah, my client base is pretty wide in a range. If I were to compartmentalize it a little bit, I'd say, technology, software and product development. And then also, like, I have a restaurant background.
Oh,
So, I like working with restaurants. I like working with people that are cultivating new menus and breaking into communities and really trying to, change. Because, like, we have a lot of big brands out there, and I'm always about the mom and pop. So,
yeah.
yeah, I would work with those guys. So I think anybody that's really either in that kind of business or at the higher level tech companies and stuff like that.
So what goals do you have for the company over the next year?
All right, so for the goals, it's really like kind of like this, getting our name back out there
Mhm.
and working it. So we want to launch our YouTube channel this coming year, a podcast project I've been working on for a while, which is a little different. I want to bring both interview style, but as well as some really short, snackable things that people can learn about. I want to develop some. We have goals to develop a workshop for leaders here, like working with groups anywhere from 6 to 8 people, and really cultivating a different leadership style or developing goal setting or success methods. And I think the last one is with my wife involved as well. We have a wellness project. We're big in sustainability and eco-friendly products and health and wellness. Just what you eat and what you do. We're big advocates of that, and we have a project that we're coming up with as well for 2022.
Very cool. What about on a personal level? Any personal goals or travels or anything you got coming up?
Definitely. First thing I'd say personally is, I have this awesome backyard that needs attention. So I love campfires and stuff like that. So I'm building a fire pit, and we're kind of, we bought this house last year in the middle of everything. It was
Yep.
pretty crazy. So we did some DIY projects, obviously, during lockdown periods and things. I want to take my family. My kids are kind of old enough now. I have young children,
Uh,
and we want to take them on their first international trip.
that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you said you're over in Mountain's Edge, right?
We are, yeah. Just over by Blue Diamond.
So
Nice.
what would you say to someone that's moving from out of state and coming to whether it's Vegas, Henderson? What is something that most people don't realize about Vegas that they have misconceptions about?
That we all live in the casinos. I hear that one a lot. Like, do you live in the Strip or do you live close to it? I think that it's kind of like that, right? Like
Yeah.
anything you've seen on TV or like in media is not Las Vegas, Nevada. I think that you explore all areas and communities. Summerlin, Mountains Edge, Henderson. Let's say Seven Hills or Anthem. And you look at all these communities, and even in the city, Art District and downtown, and you just kind of find, I think, focus on three things: restaurant.
Mhm.
If you have a family, then if it's family oriented, there's parks and there's a lot of places to take your kids. And then vice versa, like just kind of like your shopping stores, groceries and stuff. I think that if you focus on those three things, you probably find a really nice, home or community to build in, right?
Yeah. See,
That'd be
we're not all degenerate gamblers
nice. No,
living in a
totally
casino.
not.
So what's the best way that people can reach out to you? Social media, website, best way they contact you to utilize your services?
Yeah, on social media, personally, I go by an old tag name, which I can't change on most social media networks. It's called, it's at Johnny Zero Cool. There's a story behind that. We'll do that another time. And then the Mindset Genesis. If you search the Mindset Genesis, you'll find at, or depending on which platform, at the Mindset Genesis or at Mindset Genesis. And then the website, of course, mindsetgenesis.com. And then me, email, John at the mindsetgenesis.com. Very simple. Just, yeah, stay in those and you'll find me.
Yeah. So awesome. So is there anything else that you want to touch base or get out there to the consumers out there looking for your services?
What I like people to know is just that in general, we have an array of solutions. If you're trying to scale a company, if you're trying to grow your brand, if you're trying to make better content for social media, or you want a content media plan, you need web design help, mobile app help, a lot of that stuff, like digital technology solutions, I call it, or digital marketing solutions. I'd say that. But if overall, if you're just trying to accomplish goals or find out what's not working in your life, like we offer, that's my biggest passion, is helping people transform their lives. So if you're looking for my company, it's either you're trying to find a solution for your business or you're trying to find a solution for yourself.
Awesome. Well, John, thank you so much for coming on. It was delightful. And everyone, like I said, we're going to have everything in here tagged for you so you can reach out to John. And like I said, everyone needs to elevate and get better. So definitely reach out to John. John,
Thank
thank
you
you
very
so
much.
much for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, have a good one.